talk about actually building a personal brand. Because if you don't build a personal brand in 2026, I actually believe you're not going to have time to do it in 2027. So let me just going to share some slides with you today. The reason why I came across this idea to do this today, let's find my slides. The reason why I came across the idea of doing this today is because I've been looking at all of the YouTube channels that are coming online at the moment, and obviously there's quite a lot of AI content that's coming online at the moment. And you know what? I think it's going to increase in 2026. It was really bad in 2025, but I actually think it's going to increase big time in 2026. And you know what? There's a reason for this. The actual tools that the actual tools that we use are actually getting cheaper. Okay, so all the tools that you use to actually animate, all the tools you use to get the little avatar, everything like that, even to do like the background, the videos, they're all getting a lot cheaper. And so what actually happens is, as they get cheaper, so many more people are actually using them, and they're using them to actually create content. All right. So the human mode. So why a personal brand is your only defense and the greatest asset in the age of AI. Now, look, I'm not ringing a bell to say it's all over. Of course, I'm not. But what I am saying is, there's never been a better time or most important time to actually build a personal brand now, because if you don't, there's going to be a lot of AI coming onto the platforms, and I think people are going to really struggle. And I'm more specifically talking about YouTube rather than any other platform. Of course, all platforms have their problems, but honestly, YouTube, if you don't actually build your personal brand fast in 2026, I actually think it's going to be too late in 2027. So we are drowning in cheap noise, and it's just as I was saying before. So the content volume is actually going up. Okay, the more content that is being created is going up each year. All right. So this is the human attention. Human attention is going down, but the actual amount of content is actually going up. And this is causing a huge problem. Now, I'm not going to say I'm against AI. I'm not. I absolutely love AI. I use it every day, and I use it in most parts of my business. But when it comes to content creation, and specifically on YouTube, if you don't do this, this is going to cause a massive problem for both you and whatever company that you work for. If it's your business, for example, you need to be the personal brand of your business. So you might have your business here and you here, and obviously you're part of that. But as well as your business, you need to actually create your own personal brand as well. And I've just put in here, so artificial, superficial, and emotionally dead. That is the state of the modern feed at the moment, okay? So AI has driven the cost of content creation down to zero. So not only have you got kids in their basement making these AI videos, you've now got companies that are taking this really seriously. They've got farms out there that are actually creating this content. And I'll show you in a minute just how much money a lot of these companies are actually making from their channels. And I'll tell you what, it make your head spin when you see it. So as a result, anyone can crank out words, videos, and images in a record time. Now look, this is a race to the bottom at the moment. I think YouTube is quietly trying to clean things up. They're trying to get rid of all the crappy AI channels that are out there. And like I says, I'm not against AI channels. Some of them are doing great jobs, and I'm going to show you again in a minute, just some of them that I really think are doing a great job. But that it's increasing exponentially. And okay, look at this graph, because this graph, you're going to see similar graphs throughout this year because it's getting worse. As our attention is going down, the actual content is actually going up. And obviously we reached a point now that if you don't actually put out content, and a lot of it, and start building your personal brand, so when people type something into Google or YouTube, they know who to actually look for, then you're just going to be, I don't know, you're just going to fade into the background like a lot of other brands and a lot of other companies that don't take this seriously. So in a world of infinite content, the only scarcity left is trust. Okay, if you try to compete on volume or speed, you lose. The era of generic expertise is over. Okay, so you need to stand out among the crowd. I think that's basically what I'm saying. So the trust gap is widening. I mentioned trust earlier. Let's see if I can line this up properly. So I mentioned trust earlier. You know what it's like when you actually go and purchase something from Amazon, for example, and you're gonna, I don't know, you've got 4 or 5 different options to choose from, and you've got 4 maybe that have got reviews, and you got that fifth one, that fifth product that does not have a review. I wonder how many of you actually click and buy that product from the seller that has no reviews on that product. Okay, you generally want to actually purchase one where they've got reviews, and preferably positive reviews on those as well. That is kind of how it works in on YouTube as well. People want to trust who they're actually listening to. If you're educating on there, they most certainly want to trust. And if they're looking for a brand or a company to work with, for example, if you've got, like I said, if you've got a second business or a business, they want to trust the people that are actually running that. And again, it all comes down to brand. So I've got an image on here. So 75% of consumers are concerned about businesses using AI. And again, I'm not crapping on AI at all. I absolutely love it, and I've got nothing against them, but this is just like public opinion that I've kind of drawn these stats from. Now, 58% feel completely misunderstood by brands. Okay, that's a massive statistic. So what I'm saying is, humans really don't want to buy from bots. They want to buy from real people. They buy from humans they trust. Human beings like me, coming on camera now, talking to you. This is not AI. You basically have a lot of trust in me because I'm educating you on something that's going to happen. All right, this is not me. It's not an avatar. This is just me talking to you on camera, person to person. That's basically what people like, and that's basically what people trust. Okay. Now, the more AI scales, the more valuable your specific imperfect. Okay, I'm going to use that word again. I'm going to use it again and again. Imperfect humanity becomes. All right. I make mistakes. I made mistakes on this video here. This presentation I'm doing here, I've made mistakes. I've fluffed my words. Maybe I've got a little bit of sweat that's come down. People love all that sort of stuff because it's unique, and it's me being me, and I don't care whether I make a mistake or fluff my words. It doesn't matter. It kind of resonates with the people I'm trying to connect with, and that's the most important thing. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't do that on purpose. I'm quite happy to make mistakes because I make a lot of mistakes each day, but I'm just me being me, and as me being me, I am my own personal brand, okay? And people love it or they don't like it, and that's totally fine. I'm not after the ones that don't like it. I'm actually trying to resonate with the ones that do. All right. So you've got perfection on one side, connection on the other. With AI, they're trying to get everything perfect. What you guys really want is you want connection. Whoever you're watching on YouTube, you want to connect with them. And this is what's going to be really important in 2026 going forward. It started to get really serious in 2025. But I'm telling you now, 2026 is going to be serious. And if I know I'm kind of scaremongering a little bit, but honestly, what I've seen coming down the pike, what I've seen coming down the road is pretty damn scary of what they can do. And I've got a comment from Wendy who says, yeah, I love that. So just to put you on the screen, Wendy, I'm just trying to get used to this streaming software that I've got. It's called Riverside. It's fantastic. But anyway, I digress. But thank you so much, Wendy. I'm glad you're loving it. And obviously, I'll just put you up there as a thank you for actually watching this. So go to my next slide. Right. This is where we're getting down to business. Today, we have a strategic window, okay? That strategic window, it's saying 24 months. I actually think it's going to be a bit shorter than that, but I don't know. No, in fact, no one knows. I don't even know where it's all going to go, and I don't know where it's going to end up. But all I'm saying to you in this presentation is we have a window and we need to use it. All right. Wendy, that's basically just made a comment there. Even she's now thinking of going live. It wasn't even on her radar a few months back, and now she's in her business, in her Reiki business. She is now thinking, geez, do you know what? I need to go live, and I need to actually get my personal brand out there. So at least when somebody types in, Reiki or anything to do with that side of the business, I want to be found, and it can only be done by you actually having a personal brand. So what have I put on there? You have 12 to 24 month head start at the moment. Okay, so that's when I say at the moment, that's starting now. That's starting this month. Okay, you need to start building this. We are in a unique window of opportunity. The market is flooded with low quality AI content, but it is not yet saturated. Okay, it's actually getting there. It's not saturated yet, but it is getting there. And people are going to want connection with real people and listen to human voices as well, all right? A lot of the times now when you see an ad pop up, A lot of the times, and I don't know if you realize this, it's not a real person you're watching, or if you see slides going over in a video in an ad, it's not a real voice, it's an AI voice, okay? But I think increasingly people are going to want to connect with real people, and that's why I'm doing this presentation today, because I want you to start today. I want you to start building your own personal brand. And waiting means competing with millions of AI bots later, because trust me, it is coming, okay? If you don't believe me, read all the stories of people losing their jobs at the moment. They're not losing their jobs just because, like the likes of Amazon are quite happy with their employees, or they're not happy with their employees. They are actually getting rid of employees at the moment because they're bringing in AI and automation into all their systems, and they're kind of ringing the alarm bell to a lot of these other companies that, look, we're getting efficient here. We're bringing in a lot of AI in our systems. We're bringing in a lot of robots and automation. Okay, and if you haven't got your stuff together, we're going to roll over you. And I'm using Amazon as an example because that's kind of an outlandish example, but it's going to start proliferating through to lots of different companies. It's going to start at the very top, like the likes of Amazon. It's going to get to the mid-sized ones, and then the low ones, the lower, smaller businesses are really going to be affected by this. And if you think I'm not telling the truth here, you watch the headlines in 2026, because it's going to start proliferating through all these little smaller companies as their competition. What happened is, in 2025, some of the companies started using AI and automation. A lot of them start using these tools, but a lot of other companies, they weren't really affected by it. I actually think in 2026, there's going to be a massive disruption that's going on in 2026. I think there's going to be a lot of companies that are going to start using the AI. They may not actually get rid of staff, by the way, but they will make sure their staff are using it and rinsing it to the maximum. Okay, even in my business now, before, the things that I'm doing, even down to creating these slides, for example, I would have had to actually employ somebody to do it, because, not being funny, I'm not an artist, I'm not a graphic artist, I can't do stuff like this. So I would have had to spend loads of hours on Canva trying to create these slides, for example. Now I just get AI to actually create them for me. And that's something that I would have gladly have paid somebody to do. And that's just an example. And that's just me on my own as a solopreneur doing what I do. I would have actually happily paid for somebody's services. Now I'm bringing so many things in-house, okay? Not because I have to, but because I can. It's possible for me to do now. And you're going to find a lot of people, starting right from the very top of the likes of Amazon, are going to start doing it more and more and more. When it comes to content creation, it's exactly the same thing. As a content creator now, I can actually bring out or put out a lot more content because I'm using AI, okay? I'm able to build my personal brand like I am now. This is what I'm doing. I'm educating you. You're resonating with me. I'm resonating with you, and I'm building my personal brand. So in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months time, when you're looking for somebody to help you with your YouTube channel, when you're looking to someone to help you monetize your YouTube channel, when you type that into Google, I want my name to pop up, okay? It's not doing that at the moment, but the more I do this, the more I create more of a brand. That's basically what's going to happen. So we've got somebody that's actually made a comment: efficient versus effective. I wonder how long before AI stuff shows as not being effective anymore. This is really, really true. Honestly, that's so true. Let's have a look at another comment. Hey Des, yes, YouTube, next platform, as you described in my blueprint. Being real is really, really important. I think that looks like Ken, I think, who said that. And then I've got another comment from Wendy. Yeah, great example of use of AI as a solopreneur. Exactly. And I know you've taken the advice as well, Wendy. You've started doing this, and I'm across my community, I'm starting to see more people do this and take my advice, and I absolutely love it. Anyway, let's carry on with the slide. So at stake, personal brands are statistically 20 times more effective than business brands. We're operating without one, operating without one in this window means losing access to 95% of your potential market. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. Now, do I go to my next slide, or do I show you some videos? Let's have a look. No, let's carry on with this, and I just want to show you some videos. These aren't AI slop, by the way. These are professional videos. I'm going to show you, professional channels, sorry. I'm going to show you how much money they're making, approximately, okay? So this one here, this one is called Brightside. I don't know if many of you have actually heard of Brightside, but they are a channel that have been going for quite a few years 44.7 million subscribers, 11,000 videos, and they use a lot of AI in their videos. If you don't believe me, you can go over and have a look at them. But as you can see, they use a lot of AI thumbnails and they use a lot of AI in their videos. And just take a look at the views: 1,400, 17,000, 5,300. This is basically a case of education and entertainment at the same time. They're educating you and entertaining you at the same time. But what I really want you to do is check this out. Estimated monthly earnings, $48,000 to $145,000 per month. That's the estimated what they're earning. Obviously, that's quite a wide band because I don't know exactly how much they earn, but these sort of channels, when people know that they can earn this type of money by using AI to create videos like this, educate and entertain like this, you're going to get more and more people doing this, okay? Because it's going to get cheaper, and the cheaper something gets, as you well know, people start to actually use them a lot more. So I've got another channel. Again, this is another fantastic channel. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't use AI videos. This is real footage. But the whole point of the creation behind these channels is they're using AI to actually choose the actual what do you call it, the videos they're going to use. Get my words out. They're going to use the videos they're going to use. They use AI as the script. They're probably getting AI, a lot of it, to actually edit and obviously add in the sound effects, etc., etc., etc. It just goes on and on and on. This one here, again, if I just go to the videos here on YouTube, and again, I'm not saying this is not a good channel. This is a very good channel, by the way, but you can see the sort of views it's getting: 8,000, 24,000. Those are views that a normal YouTuber used to make or used to get, and now you've got your channels like this that are doing really well. And then what happens is that 13-year-old in their basement, for example, knows they can do exactly the same. They're going to study this, and they're going to produce their own channel doing exactly the same. And I make the joke about the teenager in the basement, but honestly, this is happening. People are watching more and more of these videos and then thinking, oh, geez, this channel's making some money. Let me do the same. And this is what's happening. It happened a lot in 2025, and it's going to increase exponentially in 2026. Mark my words on this. You've got other channels like this, Historian Sleepy, right? Again, another AI created channel. Is basically just making videos educating about things that happened in history, all right? This one, 4,000 to 12,000 in earnings, for example. So people are seeing this and replicating it. This isn't the only channel that does this. As soon as people see this, they set up separate companies and set up these little farms of companies that do this and actually replicate exactly what they're doing. And these aren't messing, these channels aren't messing around. You're talking 2 hours 44 minutes. This one's 3 hours. So can you imagine how many ads can be shown on this one video? This one video that got 11,000 views by it, for example, that was on there for 2 hours and 37 minutes. How many ads can YouTube show on that? It's a lot. Trust me, it's a lot. And one of my favorites, actually, that's doing extremely well, 876,000 subscribers, again, 451 videos. Again, this one here is a nice little fun, entertaining type of video, entertainment channel. 74,000 views for this one. The previous one was 126,000, and the one before that was 124, and the one before that, 176,000 views. These are views that have been taken away from normal channels. And I look, again, I'm going to keep saying this, I've got nothing against these channels. They're doing a great job. Otherwise, people wouldn't watch them. These aren't bots watching these are human beings, so they're actually getting good value out of this. And again, approximately 18 to 54,000 in earnings each month. So this is serious, and that's why I wanted to show you these, all right? These ones are just examples. I didn't really want to show any bad ones because I want to show you that there are a lot of good channels out there that are actually doing this and doing it really well, and it's going to increase. Okay, there's a lot of bad AI channels out there which YouTube is frantically trying to get rid of. Okay, so they're looking at what's been offered, they're looking at the views, they're looking at all the metrics, and they're trying to get rid of all the AI slop. But channels like this are doing a really good job, and there's going to be more and more of them in 2026. So as a YouTube creator yourself, you now need to up your game. You need to up your game, and if you haven't started in 2025, you definitely need to start in 2026. So I didn't want it to be all doom and gloom. Basically, your brand is not a logo, it's your reputation, all right? So stop answering, what do you do with your job title, okay? Your job title expires and reputations evolve. Your brand is the intersection of your professional competence, big word, professional competence, and your personal character. So you've got your skills at the very top, you've got your character down here, and you've got the how you feel, the emotion. Okay, when you add all that together, that builds your reputation. And when you're making YouTube videos like I am now, this is being streamed on YouTube, it's being streamed on LinkedIn, and it's being streamed on within my own school community. When you actually do that, your reputation gets a lot higher. Okay, because I'm talking to you real, I'm giving you education, and I'm turning up. This is not AI speaking how. This is me trying to build my brand and trying to resonate with you. All right, so the value formula is transform your introduction. So I help who, do what, by how. Okay, now I'll make sure that these slides are actually ready for you to download if you want to actually go through these. I'm going through them very quickly because I don't want the live stream to be here. I don't want to be here for 2 hours. I want to actually give you the actual education, and then you can get on and start building your brand. But honestly, this is why I did this, because from what I can see coming down the pike, I research and I watch what's going on. It's getting pretty damn serious in 2026. So I've got some more comments, and I remember to do this time, actually bring these comments in. So it looks like Ken is saying yes. That's great. Thank you very much for that. So there's another question. Have to change my name for YouTube? All right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know where that name comes from. You'll have to tell me what that's all about, Ken. But yeah, I don't know where that comes from. And another one from Wendy, from Zama Healing. Wow. Okay, yeah, so exactly. There's a lot happening in 2026, and honestly, it blows my mind. It really does. Anyway, let's carry on with the slides. Right. You probably heard in this presentation, I made a lot of mistakes, I made a lot of fluffs, and it doesn't matter. It's all part of me. It's all part of my character. So honestly, what you want to try and do is turn your bugs into features. All right. This is the realness. This is the realness of either recording or going live like this. You are being real with your audience, and that's what they actually love. So AI offers perfection. So all the AI stuff you're doing, you can perfect it. So it's perfect. There's not a hair out of place. The colors are all right. The lighting's fine. The sound is excellent. It's using Adobe Sound. It's all beautiful. But you know what? People still want the real thing. They still want real people making mistakes like I do all the time. They actually want that. And it's basically saying you should offer the opposite. So you use the 2-word brand method to combine a perceived weakness with a strength to create a unique hook. And that unique hook is practical perfectionist. All right. So you identify a trait, that's introversion or chaos, and then pair it with a transformative positive word. All right. You don't have to do this. This is just an example of what I'm doing in my business and what I'm doing in my brand. But the vulnerability is the antidote to AI. Okay. And I'm going to say it again, got nothing against AI. I actually love it, but they want real people. And that's why I'm turning up today. That's why I'm doing this presentation. So you guys can actually get started as well. So yeah, stop overthinking this and just keep swimming. You do not need to be an expert to be a brand. You simply need to be a documentarian, all right? In a lot of my communities, I share my journey, and there's a bit of a mistake just there, but I don't care. It's not a problem. There's a little bit of a mistake in my slide. No problem at all. If it was an AI channel, for example, it would be perfect. But listen, I don't mind keeping those little things in. Anyway, digress. So the old mindset is to build, sell, okay? But the new mindset is to document the build and sell the story. The story will sell itself, okay? So whether you've got a school community, whether you've got a YouTube channel, document your story, okay? Don't just make videos for the sake of making videos. Don't just make educational videos. People want to see who you are. They want to see the real you. Whether it's you, whether you've got a business that deals with trauma, or whether you've got business that deals with Reiki, for example, you still need to educate people, but at the same time, you need to document your journey at the same time, because the people watching want to know who Ken is. They want to know who Wendy is. They want to know who these people are behind the camera, which means documenting your story. And that's what's going to be so damn important that you need to start doing in 2026. Trust me, you really do need to start doing this. And I keep saying, I'm going to reiterate, you need to start doing this in 2026, because mark my words, this is going to be affecting so many YouTubers if they don't jump on this now. In 2027, I think it's going to be too late. It's going to be up. I'm going to be straight with you. Hence the reason why in 2026 now, I've upped my cadence on making videos. I've upped my cadence on interviewing people and doing that podcast style. I interviewed a guy today, which is coming out later on, called Raymond Wood. He's got a soccer academy on school, and he's got his own YouTube channel. He goes live and he's building his personal brand. Okay, I interviewed him this morning. I did a podcast with a good friend of mine called Carl Bro this morning. So, and this is my third video today. So I did 2 recordings this morning, and this podcast today that's going live. I've increased how much I'm doing because I know what is coming down the road. I know that if I don't do this, okay, in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months time, no matter what I do, it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late for me to start in 6 months. I need to start now, and hopefully by me doing this video, it's actually going to encourage you. I'm hoping and praying that it's actually going to encourage you to do exactly the same. All right. So create content for the version of yourself from 5 years ago. This is one of my favorite quotes. I don't even think it's a quote. I just think it's a saying. But answer the questions that person had. So you look back where you were 5 years ago when you first started out. Whatever you were doing, the content you're making needs to feed out into that. Okay. Create content for the version of yourself from 5 years ago. Where were you when you first started? What advice would you like to give yourself 5 years ago? That's the sort of content you want to put out. But at the same time, you need to actually tell your story as well. You need to document the process. Just as I am doing here now, I'm documenting you now exactly what I'm doing in this. So we've got a few more people mentioning things in the comments. So yeah, Ken is basically saying to Wendy, hi, and thank you, appreciate that. We've got someone that's saying, I just started a YouTube channel a week ago because of you. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you so much. And you know what? Forgive me. I don't know what the name is, but forgive me, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's have a look. But I only have 1 video so far. Haha. That's fine. Listen, the fact that you're getting started, the fact that you're actually listening to what I'm saying and trying to, I wouldn't say educate, but just trying to give you the heads up of what's going on. It's great, and I really like to see that. And again, Wendy, cool, Wendy, you're really popular in here today. Yeah, me too. I'm keen. He's so encouraging. Thank you so much. And yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, and it's Laura. Sorry, Laura. Yes, where are we? Showing the wrong one here. Ah, yeah, there you go. Sorry, Laura. I didn't recognize the actual name here, so I do apologize. But yeah, Laura, you did say that you're going to watch this stream, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I'm going to carry on. Right, so next slide. In these graphics, really good. Huh? I didn't even do any of this. AI did this. Ironically, AI did all of this. It's crazy. But the graphics are really good. I never told it to actually create this castle. I never told it to create this bit of where it says rented land. I never told it to do any of that. I just put in what I was actually doing today in this presentation, and it came up with this slide. This is AI we're talking about. Before, I would have had to spend not years. I would have to spend hours actually doing this on Canva. And because I didn't want to do that, I would have to pay somebody, which means I probably wouldn't have done this presentation now. Now I can basically just put in my ideas and AI comes out with this, and it's fantastic. So look, this is what is happening. I'm being truthful. These slides that you saw here took 10 minutes to create. I came up with the bullet points of what I was going to talk about. I put it into AI, I fed it into AI, and this is what it's come out with. And now I'm able to actually present it to you. Now I can do more. This is just the start of the things I'm doing with AI and myself. Now I can do so much. I'm going to do even more because I can do. Now I can only produce these sort of slides in 10 minutes. I can go live in another hour if I really wanted to. I can go an hour. It's Saturday tomorrow. I can do 3 or 4 live streams if I really wanted to. I can put out more content, and I can put out more content because I'm embracing it. Okay, building my brand, but also embracing AI at the same time. It allows me to be more competitive. It allows me to be more competitive over the people I'm competing with that are in my space, because I can put out very good content and I can put it out at scale. Not only can I put it out at scale, I can multi-stream as well onto multiple platforms and reach more people. Anyway, that's just another part of the business, and we digress again. Don't build your castle on rented land. So social media algorithms change overnight. Okay. Now we're talking specifically YouTube, but it's all the social media platforms. They're all exactly the same. Use social media for discovery, but move your audience to owned channels immediately. I can say an own channel that we try to move people to is our school community. Okay, if you don't, at this point, let me just do a bit of advertising for my school community. I've got a school community called the Content Revenue Lab. I put that on there, and if you're interested in that, this is my little plug. A little way through this presentation, but if you're interested in that, let me just make this a bit smaller on screen. If you're interested in that, then yeah, that's where you can actually find this. You can basically just scan that on the screen, and you can go to the community. Really happy to have you join if you're interested. And I also have a second community called the School Monetization Lab. And you know what, on my next slide, I'm going to have to put the name on here because obviously these are just QR codes at the moment. But in my next ones, I'm going to have to change this up and put my actual name of my community on here. So this one here is a school community that teaches people how to monetize their school. And this one is teaching over 40s how to monetize their YouTube channels. Anyway, my little plug, if you're interested, scan the code, watch the replay if you missed it, and you can basically scan it and you can join the community. We'll accept you in, not a problem. Anyway, let's go back to this. So connection is attention. So 100 people on an email list is better than 10,000 followers on your feed, okay? Again, this is the building the brand part of things. You don't want to just build on rented land, okay? Rented land is YouTube. Rented land is whatever platform I'm streaming on now, this is rented land. You really want to build your brand and your business on own land. That's either in your own newsletter, so you're taking them off the platform and putting them on an email list, your website, which you're probably doing the same thing, or even a community. Like I said, we've got a school community that people have watched us on YouTube, they watch me streaming now, they join the community, I've taken them away from the platforms, okay? I'm not saying that I don't do anything else on the platforms, of course I do, but the idea really is just because you're starting to build subscribers and followers, that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. You really want to bring them into your own world away from these platforms, all right? The platforms are only interested in making money. They don't mind you producing content, and that's why they don't charge you. But it is rented land that you're on. You want to bring it back into your world. You want to bring it back into your own community. If you have a community, bring it back to own land that you have control of. Because honestly, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this actually today is something happened to me earlier in the week that scared the hell out of me. Okay, I could have lost everything. And I'm being serious, I could have lost everything. And if I didn't do what I'm doing now, actually bringing people into my world, bringing them onto an email list, even if I had lost everything, I could actually quite quickly start again, all right? And that's a lot to do with either having your own community or actually having your own email list. So, and if you haven't got an email list now, and I'm diverting a little bit, if you haven't got an email list at the moment, you really want to start building one, okay? Because the platforms can remove you at any time. They can remove your company if there's a company brand at any time. So make sure, this is a kind of a little warning, make sure you have your own email list, your own database of people that you can basically call upon whenever you want. You can just send them an email, and whether you get taken off YouTube, whether you get taken off LinkedIn or Facebook, it doesn't matter. As long as you've got access to that database of people, you can tell them that, right, I'm not here now, but I'm on another platform. Anyway, I digress, but that's what you should be doing if you're building a brand. There's a kind of a formula here. You can take it or leave it on this one, but luck is not random, it's engineered. So the more you do, the more work you do, the more you share what you're doing, like I'm doing now, the larger your surface area for serendipity becomes. So one piece of content can act as a bridge to many, many, many opportunities. And I don't know, you don't need to do cold outreach anymore. You can produce content like this, and people will actually come to you. And that's in marketing, in the marketing speak, it's called inbound marketing, okay? I can't remember who came up with that word, but it's called inbound marketing. I'm not trying to persuade you to do anything, okay? I'm just giving you great content and bringing you into my world, and that's called inbound marketing. I don't need to do cold outreach. I don't need to write emails that go out to people I don't know. I don't need to pick up the phone and start trying to sell something, try and sell my community, for example, or sell a product. I don't need to do any of that cold outreach. I can literally just create content like I'm doing now, go out to multiple platforms, build your trust, you resonate with me, we're all happy. And that's kind of the formula that's on the page here anyway. So we're coming towards the end of the presentation. I'm just going to show you what I've got again then. So I have a community called the Content Revenue Lab. If you're interested in that, That's the actual QR code for that. And I have another community which is called the School Monetization Lab, and that is the QR code for that. Would love to have you in those communities if you're interested. Right, getting towards the end of this presentation. So scale yourself infinitely. So reject the idea that personal branding makes you a dancing monkey. Woohoo, I love that little term. Think of it like a movie studio. And I think I did a presentation, I think it was a couple of days ago, when I was saying that you are a media company that just so happens to do X. I'll say that again. You, as one person with your personal brand, are a media company that is just so happens to do X. Now, whether that's you're dealing with people's trauma, whether you're like me and you're teaching people how to monetize their YouTube channels, whether you're doing Reiki, whether you're teaching people how to actually play the guitar, whether you're teaching people how to cook, you are a media company now, okay, because of the tools that we have that just so happens to do X. And that X, you replace the X with your niche. That is how it is now, honestly. So you put input, the effort is once, you record a video, you write a post, you do it once, and you get the returns forever. Depending on the way you actually distribute that, you get the returns forever. You get views, you get leads, you build trust, and one of the most important things is you make sales. If you are a personal brand trying to get your message out there, whatever you're trying to sell, whatever you're trying to get people to join, you will make sales the more you build your personal brand, because there's trust. The trust thing is huge online. As you know, and I brought up the Amazon analogy earlier, if you're buying products from Amazon, you ain't buying it from the person that's got no reviews. You're going for the other 4 that got reviews, and even then, you're going to filter it down from those 4 that got decent reviews. That one that doesn't have any reviews, that's zero trust. I'm not buying from them. If I don't see anybody else that's buying from them as a prospect, I am not buying from them if I don't see any reviews. And it's going to be exactly the same for you guys. If people Google your name, and they don't see positive things happening on there, they don't see that you're posting content, they can't see that you're publishing videos, for example, they will not watch you, they will not sign up for anything that you are trying to offer, because to them, you don't mean anything. You're not scaling whatever it is you're doing. You're not a brand even, for example. And the brand is not a logo, like I said to you in the slide earlier. It's everything that you do online. That's what makes up a brand. All right, so Ken is asking a question. Let me just stop this here. So which AI, Claude or ChatGPT? That is in the community, Ken, and I will share that with you later if you don't know what that is, what software I'm using, but I will share that with you. Not a problem. And also Laura is asking which tool that I'm using. I will let you know in the community. I've actually done a couple of live streams on the tools I have been using. I'm not trying to be secretive. It's just I want people to come into my community, and then I can teach them a lot more in what I'm doing. All right, so I will. You can either reach out to me in the DMs, or I'm happy to obviously have a conversation with you about it. But I've done several posts about what I'm doing and how I do it. If you don't know, if you can't find those posts, let me know. I'll send you the link in the DM. And that goes for anybody here watching as well. If you're interested in what I'm doing, whether I'm live streaming or I'm creating slides like this that don't take very long, join my community, and honestly, I will show you exactly what I do. I don't hold much back in my community, by the way. I show most of what I do. I say most, it's probably 98% of what I do. I actually show my community. I don't hold anything back. I'm similar to a lot of marketers out there that are happy to show everything that we do and what we know. And if people want any more of our time, they want more of me, for example, then I'm more than happy to sit down and have a conversation with them about it. But generally, in my community, I share pretty much everything. Right, so personal branding is the only business model where you create the asset once and it works while you sleep. It is the ultimate leverage, all right? When you go to bed at night and people are Googling your name, or if they're searching for something, your name pops up, that is you, that is your brand working 24/7, okay? You can't buy that sort of credibility. You do it through a lot of hard work, a lot of grit. You can't buy that. Okay, you have to start now. You have to start publishing content. And YouTube, honestly, YouTube is, in my opinion, the best platform to do it on. You're not only just reaching your local area, you're not just reaching your village or your town or your city. When you go on YouTube, you are going worldwide. And if we're talking evergreen content as well. So content I make today, this video that I'm doing now, this live stream that I'm doing now, This is going to live on until the platforms remove it. Okay, I don't know when they're going to remove it, but it stays. Okay, when I make something once, it's distributed amongst many different places. I'm my own media company. I can distribute my own content now to multiple different places. I can stream across multiple platforms. Okay, that's my brand that's been going to be filtered out to many different places. My competition probably just makes YouTube videos, the odd one. They write a few posts. Me, I'm doing a lot of live streams now, like I am now, and I'm putting myself out there, my content out there, and obviously I'm recommending that you do the same. So again, it is the ultimate leverage. This last slide doesn't really mean anything. Is the last slide, isn't it? Yeah, no, second to last slide. This doesn't mean too much. You don't need a grand strategy. You just need boundaries. Imperfect action beats perfection and silence. It's kind of self-explanatory. I'm not going to go too much into it. Define your anti-brand. I'm not a massive fan of that. I don't know why I come up with that, but pick one channel and master it. I'm a massive fan of this, by the way. Pick one channel and master it. You don't. I'm into YouTube, obviously, and I'm on all different platforms, but you don't have to pick YouTube. You can pick Instagram, you can pick TikTok. Just choose a platform and try and dominate it for whatever niche that you're actually in. That's what I'd recommend. And skip automation. Don't use AI to engage. Yeah, that's fine. Don't use AI to engage, and manual human connection is now a premium service. So yeah, I'm still a massive fan of automation, okay? But don't use it as an engagement tool. Use it to distribute your content, all right? Do not use it in your videos as a connection. Try to connect with your viewers. Always do face the camera like this if you possibly can. Not everybody can, but that is what I recommend. And the last slide, one of my favorite marketers of all time is called a guy called Seth Godin. Change is not a threat, it is an opportunity, all right? We are going through a massive change at the moment. It's probably the biggest change in history. It's probably the biggest change since industrialization, okay? When we're putting machines into the fields and we weren't using animals anymore. Those are huge changes, all right? This is, I actually think this is the biggest change in history, what's going on here now. And it's only those that have grasped it with both hands and are actually going to, I don't know, just take the opportunity with both hands that are really going to prosper. And the ones that don't, the ones that actually get to this what we're talking about too late, I think they're going to really suffer towards the end of 2026, and they're going to be obliterated in 2027. Hence the reason why I'm getting onto this ride very quickly, and I'm hoping by me presenting to you today that you're going to do exactly the same as well. So the world is getting noisier. You know, if you ever watch either your children or your grandchildren, the way they scroll on their phones, the way they go through these apps so damn fast, that's going to get worse. That next generation coming through probably going to be even faster. And the actual attention, I think I said it on the first slide, the attention is going down. People used to be able to watch a long form video now, but these days with the shorts and the reels, all of the TikToks, for example, their attention span is so short. They're like that. Everything is very quick. So listen, this is why I'm building my brand and trying to get myself out there, and I'm obviously recommending that you do the same. The technology is getting faster, and it's getting faster at a rate of knots, and it surprises me and it scares me at the same time. It really does, because I like to think I'm at the forefront of what's going on, and even I'm scared. Even I can't keep up. When I turn on my computer each day, there's something new that's come out, and I can't believe it. The features that are actually on a lot of the software that we use, they're coming out with new features daily. Some of them I haven't even had a chance to catch up with the ones that brought out last month, let alone this month. So things are changing pretty quickly. So the technology is getting a hell of a lot faster. But the human need for connection remains constant. I'll say that again. The human need for connection remains constant. People still want to connect with people. And then listen, I know there's AI avatars out there, and I know a lot of those videos are doing well, and I know people are resonating with the little avatars that come up, and they look like real people, to be fair. But there's you can't say anything more. You can't really get better than what I'm doing now, speaking to you, being my true self, and hopefully resonating with you in what I'm saying, and you're hearing my message. There's nothing better than that, than me doing what I'm doing now. So I suppose what I will actually say, and the last thing I will say, is don't be the noise, be the signal, and start building your moat today. All right? Don't be the noise, be the signal, and start building your moat today. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing's stopping you. Nothing's stopping you from going live. Nothing's stopping you from producing content. You need to get out there and actually start producing a lot more of it. And I think I did a presentation. I did a presentation with Carl Bro earlier today. That podcast is going to come out in a few days. And in that podcast, what we were saying is it's really important to actually increase the cadence. So increase the amount of content that you're publishing now. Before you could get away with once a week. I honestly don't think, unless you're like a big brand that's I don't know, got millions of viewers, I don't think you can actually publish once a week now. I actually think combining with long form video and shorts, for example, I think content needs to, if it can't go out every other day, I think content now needs to go out every day. And I know a lot of you will probably be scared and thinking, geez, Des, what are you talking about? How the hell am I going to come out with content each day? Honestly, I think it's getting that way. And what we do, our strategy, what we're teaching in the community, which is the Content Revenue Lab, is we're teaching you to actually produce a long form video and then cut that up into shorts and then distribute those shorts every day after you've published that long form video. So it means, and also community posts as well on YouTube, by the way. So it means that once I watch your video today, even if you don't make another video for another 7 days, I still have the opportunity to see your shorts that are coming out, okay? Because you're scheduling them every day. And I also have the ability to actually see your community posts as well, all right? This is huge. This is huge. And if you don't start doing this now, you're going to get rolled over by your competition. In whatever niche you're in, trust me, at some point, they're going to start cotton on to what's going on here. And it's huge. So yeah, with that, I think that's the end of the presentation. So I'm happy to take any questions if anyone's got there. There's a comment from Wendy again, no gatekeeping. Exactly. I don't hide anything, Wendy. I pretty much show everything that I do in my community. And in fact, what I will do is I will just bring up my community so you guys can see it. If you have any questions, please put them into the chat. I'm just going to find my community while I'm talking here. I should have actually queued it up before. I don't know why I didn't have my community on here, but I'm just going to drag this across. This is my community here. It's called the Content Revenue Lab. It's on the screen, isn't it? Yes, it's on the screen. It's called the Content Revenue Lab. We crossed 500 members. What day is Friday? We crossed 500 members this week, and we're now at 522 members, and the community is fantastic. It's for over 40s that want to monetize their YouTube channels. I say YouTube channels, it's monetized any social media platform really, but we've started with YouTube and we will expand to other platforms as well. But I wanted to concentrate on YouTube because it's the fastest route to monetize your intellect, your knowledge, and that's why we're doing it. It's a great community. I'll put the code on here again. This is the code. If you're interested in joining this community here, that is the code that you can use, and it's a free community. We're more than happy to have you if you're interested in joining. So Laura's asked a question, put it on the stream here. Let me just put my community back on. Do you also post the long form videos as well? Yes, you post long form videos, Laura. So what happens is you create, what it is with content, it generally starts with a long form video. So let's say, for example, this live stream that I'm doing here will be recorded. Now, from this live stream, what I do is I break it up into different things, okay? From the live stream or from a long form video, what I can do is I can produce shorts, okay? So after this is finished, I can load it up into my software. I can then produce shorts. So I can, it's a piece of software where you give it the URL, the web address. It cuts the video up into smaller sections and produces shorts, and also puts the captions on there as well, Laura. So I can do that. I can take that to from YouTube. I can make shorts. Then I can do it on TikTok as well. Also, I can make reels out of them as well. So that's 3 different platforms I can actually publish content, and obviously Facebook as well if you really want to. I know there's a lot of backlash against Facebook at the moment, but you can put them on Facebook if you really want to as well. I don't know how much reach you're going to get from it, but yeah, you can do that on Facebook as well. Then from there, I can actually produce more content for Instagram, for example. I can make slides out of the actual what I'm saying here now. Those slides can actually go back to my slides actually. These slides that I'm making here, I can convert them into Instagram slides as well. So like a carousel. So I can basically write a short post on Instagram, what I'm saying here now, and turn these exact slides into a carousel. Okay, so I can do that on Instagram. I can use what I'm saying here and put it into a small tweet or small post in X, for example, or I can use what I'm saying here and turn it into a what do you call it? I can't remember the name of it now on X. A thread. Yeah, sorry, a thread. So I can turn it into a thread on X as well. Plus, I don't need to just do it once. I can do it multiple times on multiple different days. So I can pick out different parts of this live stream that I'm saying here, and I can distribute on those platforms at different days. So in essence, what I'm doing is I'm using one piece of content and I'm distributing it now, and I can distribute it in the future as well. And that's what makes this so powerful, and that's how I'm pretty much going to get myself out there. That's kind of the key. Who else? This one here, Plain Talk About Cyber. Yeah, does great talk as usual. Thank you so much. I apologize, I don't know your name, so if you want to put that in the actual stream, I'm more than happy to, or in the chat, I'm more than happy to, but I don't know who you are, but I thank you for your comment, and I don't know if there's anyone else that's got any questions before I close down this stream. But I appreciate you watching this, and hopefully you're going to take heed and listen to what I'm saying, and hopefully you're also going to do exactly the same as what I'm doing. What I'm teaching you here is no different to what I'm doing now. I'm doing a live stream. I'm getting out to as many people as possible, educating, and I suppose a little bit of entertainment. And yeah, with any luck, yeah, you'll be interested in what I'm doing as well. So this is my community. Go back to that. 522 members. I'm just gonna turn this blur on for a minute. So yeah, so this is the community here. This is what we do. We post a lot of content in the community for anyone that's interested. I teach what I know. People comment on it, they like and they comment. We have a classroom here that's full of obviously more content as well if you're interested. And if you want more of my help, obviously we do we do a one-to-one session if you want more of my help as well. And if you're interested in that, that is the QR code. I'll leave that on the screen there for a few more seconds before I go. If you're interested in joining the community, that's where you're going to find me. I'm there every day. I don't take a day off. I'm always in there commenting and trying to help as many over 40s monetize what's in their head. That's what I teach every day, and I'd love to see you there. So with that, I don't know if there's any questions. Yeah, thank you. So Laura saying excellent, thank you so much. That's great, no problem at all. And then now I know who it is. Ken, you're saying also thank you, Des, no problem at all. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'll hopefully look to see you on the next presentation I do. I don't know what it's going to be on. It just depends what comes up. But thank you guys, I appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to end the stream. So take care, appreciate that, and I shall see you.